Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
How are you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. I had a
You're
little
doing
nappy
great.
nap. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I feel great.
they don't believe in those in California. Mm-mm.
No, they don't. That's why I moved to St. Louis.
Right. They don't believe in nothing called no nappy nap in California. Child. How is everyone doing? Welcome everyone. Get on in here. Get in here. No, I'm just playing. Join us tonight. We're here to have an amazing conversation. We want to stimulate your thought. Manal, as you speaking of just being in a good mood and having, a nappy nap. I'm in a good mood because of where I see myself headed.
Hey now,
I'm in a good mood because of where I see myself headed. Like you just said, perspective. And I share this often. I went through a season in life where I had lost vision. Okay. I had lost passion. I was in survival mode. When they would be like, what's your visions for the future? I'd be like, girl, fuck the future. I'm trying to make it now.
Pay rent.
Right. That is exactly where I was with everything. But after you kind of grind and you get somewhere and you get to a level of comfort, now you can see, hey, Dr. Hope, now you can see yourself moving into areas of passion and purpose, and you actually can see great things on the horizon in the future. But that was not always the case. So I'm excited that I'm back in a place where I can project my future.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know I had a little meltdown moment last week where I was just sitting back like, how do I prioritize me and my goals and be consistent in that? When I am an employee, I am a student, I am a mother, I'm trying to be somebody's girlfriend, I'm trying to be somebody's friend, just trying to expand. And I remember it was some years back, I was in this this breastfeeding group, and one of the ladies said something that was so amazing. She said, we are going to have so many balls in the air, and it is unrealistic to think that you can juggle them all. She said, something has to be dropped. And she said, and you can either try to juggle all those balls and drop some, or you can recognize all the balls that you have to juggle and you can set some down and pick them up when you're ready. And so that's something that moving forward, just last week after that meltdown, I was like, she spoke something years ago.
Yes.
And I now have the opportunity to apply it. And so that realization just has given so much peace. And so I think we're both in that space right now, because we are scratching some things that were really big goals for us.
Absolutely.
And so I think it applies to both of us. You can set some of those balls down.
Absolutely. You don't have to have them all at once.
Don't try to lick them all. Don't try to lick them
right.
all.
Girl, you see, we are on the same page. Because I was like, every now and then you got to tell them, I'll get to those later. I want these.
You can be Tuesday.
Right. I want these right now. These balls are the ones I want. I will get to those later. Absolutely. So I definitely love. Tonight, for those of you that are tuning in, we are talking about writing your vision or setting your sights on 2024. Write the vision. Why y'all talking about that? It's September. And I think one of the things that we fail to do is prepare properly for our purpose and our passion. I think we fail to do that as individuals. Um, and so this is our contribution. Just keep that in your mind. Don't wait until December 30th to set your sights on 2024. Start doing it now. Like she said, pick up some balls every now and then. Get you some balls in your vicinity and play with those balls, and then set those balls to the side and then play with the balls that you have to play with now. Absolutely. So tonight we're playing with 2024's balls. And then we'll pick up 2023's balls at the end of the show. All right. So
I like it.
Before we get completely started, we do have our ass in our class of the week. We ain't totally left y'all. We still doing a show up in here. All right. And that's right. Before we get started, I want y'all to I want y'all to click like, share, and subscribe to this channel. This week we have our class versus ass of the week. This week's class of the week is actually a family of athletes. Didn't you send this to me, Manon?
Yes.
Can you give us an overview of who these beautiful, do you see how beautiful they are? All of them. Gorgeous. Can you give us a brief overview of who they are?
Oh my gosh. So they are all sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And what is so beautiful about them is that they are all world champions.
Yes.
Between all of them, they have gold, silver, bronze. And what was so beautiful about them is that they are brown sisters. And I'm saying them right now because I am on my phone right now, so I can't pull up their names. But they are beautiful brown sisters dominating. Yes. And right now, what's in my vision is sisterhood. What is it? What is it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And how can we all make sure that each other wins? And yes, they are all blood sisters, but they are the personification of a sisterhood. And they have such love and support for each other, and they have found success.
Absolutely.
And that's just a wonderful thing.
It's very beautiful. So the sisters their names are Anna, Milette, Tarunish, Ijagehu.
You going for it?
I'm going for it. Oh, y'all, please. I can barely read English. Jinzibi, and they're all from Oromia. And yes, these are the Dibaba sisters. Yes, Cupcakes. These are the Dibaba sisters. And the thing that I loved about reading about them is they were inspired by their cousin, right? Who won a gold medal in the 1992 Olympics. So they are literally carrying on a legacy while also carving out their own legacy in this world. Big claps for them. Yay! All right. I know their mother and father and aunts and uncles, their whole tribe has got to be proud of them. All right. And of course, with every class, there's got to be some ass.
Somebody at the back of the class.
Right, and not the good kind. And in the interest of inclusion and multiculturalism, we want to include everybody over here at the Waltbconnection. Yes, I'm as gay. Uncle Kai, you know I'm as gay. Uncle Kai Reed from Candid Conversations asked me a question on screen for those of you who are listening, and the question said, "Is you gay?" So that was my response. You know I'm as gay. All right.
You came out the closet again, Walter. I need a costume change.
Every week, once or twice a week, I got to come out. In the interest of really, in the interest of inclusion, we wanted to include our white brothers and sisters. We don't just want to have black class and black ass. We're gonna have black class this week, but we want to show you some white ass this week, okay? And they're actually confessing why they will not allow black people to rise up to the top in terms of sports teams and in terms of corporate America in general. Can you play the clip for us, Bishop Kwame?
If they take over coaching like everybody wants them to, there's not going to be anything left for the white people. I mean, all the players are black. I mean, the only thing that the whites control is the coaching jobs. Now, I'm not being derogatory about it, but that's all that's left for them. The black talent is beautiful. It's great. It's out there. The only thing left for the whites is a couple coaching jobs.
Yeah, maybe we need to get more black coaches, don't you?
Oh, it's all right with me. Okay, well, I'm sure that they'll take over that pretty soon, too.
If you want me to tell you why there aren't any black executives, I'm not going to tell you it's because the blacks aren't intelligent enough. I'm going to tell you because it is that whites have been running the establishment of broadcasting, just as they've been running the establishment of baseball for too long, and seem to be reluctant to give up power.
But let's say what it is, that there is a sense that the black can work in the field. He can work in the cotton field, and he can work on the ball field. But ask a black to use his brain, run a team, plan a team. Oh my goodness, you're talking about real integration.
Woo!
I'm glad he said it.
Me too. And it takes people like that to say it, because they're not gonna hear it from us. They're gonna act like we're just talking out of our, the side of our neck when we say it. But these people are having a hissy fit because Deion Sanders is now a head coach. And not only is he a head coach, now y'all forgive me because y'all know I'm not into sports, but I know this much, he whooping ass.
Oh my God. His Colorado has gone from being one of the worst universities.
Mm-hmm.
And they were very low on in that playing field until he became their head coach, and they are dominating football right now and shocking everybody. And what is so beautiful is Deion is being Deion.
Absolutely.
That same beautiful football player that we saw all those years has now stepped into coaching college with a full-blown attitude. And he said, check me. Check me if you can.
So I like the fact that he is being unapologetically him. He's bringing his success, to the team, and then I like how they are.
Right.
I like this conversation is coming. I like how this conversation is coming full circle, because these are old clips, by the way, just so we're clear. These are old clips. So between then and now, it should have been some change made, but it hasn't been, because what they're saying is still true to this day. They don't mind us working in the fields. Hear what I'm saying? They don't mind us getting on stage shaking our asses and entertaining and nothing against Sukihana, nothing against that beautiful dark chocolate, wonderful, beautifully made woman. But they don't mind us getting up representing ourselves like that. But when we put our head on straight and we show up like an Angela Rye, or we show up and the list goes on. I could name other names. Immediately they try to find some dirt on us. They try to, tear our image up and tear our image down. And they have us so trained a lot of times, but no, we do it to each other. They don't even have to do it.
Absolutely.
They just got to point in the direction. Right. They just point in the direction and we go handle the job for them. But yeah, white tea insecurity is the ass of the week. All right, Manal, we just gonna take a quick peek. Just a quick peek. Can we peek over there real quick?
I'm nosy as hell. Let's go.
I just want to peek over there real quick. Yeah, look. You see them over there? Now they know they need a swoop. They know they need a swoop. All right. So this week there was a documentary that dropped on social media, YouTube. And it was entitled Father's Day, Kirk Franklin's Father's Day. And this documentary, it depicts Kirk Franklin finding out who his actual biological father is. For those of you that don't know, Kirk Franklin thought his biological father died a few years ago from cancer. But come to find out, that was not his actual biological father because his mother lied to him, right? The truth comes out in this documentary that his biological father is not only in Texas, but he lives right around the corner from Kirk Franklin's studio. Right?
Woo.
He not only lives right around the corner from Kirk Franklin's studio, Kirk Franklin's children used to play at a house not too far from this man's house, right? Not only that, but Kirk Franklin's father seems like he did well for himself. So a lot of the hardships and the poverty that Kirk Franklin went through, not to say he wouldn't have went through all of it, but it wouldn't have been as dramatic had his father been in his life. But here's the kicker. His mom is not willing to accept the fact that his biological father is his actual father. Okay. Here's the tea. So he gets they're at a funeral. His biological father is at a funeral, and he just simply says, I used to date Deborah, right? And then somebody overhears this and comes back and was like, you need to do a DNA test because y'all look a lot alike or whatever. You know how we do. So the guy does. The guy swabs himself and he sends the stuff to Kirk Franklin and he says, I want you to, if he wants to know, he can go get the test. If he doesn't want to know, he can live at peace with himself. But this is about him and what he wants, right? Okay. Kirk Franklin, of course, goes and gets the test. The test is 99.99999% that he is the father, right? Kirk Franklin goes and he has the conversation with his mom. First, he talks to his rude ass auntie. He's like, is Sandra there? Who you talking to? Who you talking to? Aunt Sandra. All right, yes, I'm here. First off, and I want us to get this in our head. If you have not been my auntie my whole life, you cannot demand that kind of respect. Because if you were my auntie, I would have been over here living with whoever I was living with, going through all of this BS. I would have had the relationship with you. But anyway, rude ass Auntie Sandra was giving it to Kirk Franklin, and he basically said, "I didn't appreciate it." And let me speed up through this. I don't want to take up all the time on this. They get the conversation with his mom. His mom is like, "This is a lie. This is not true. This is absolutely not true. There is no way for this to be the truth." Okay, so then Kirk Franklin is like, "Okay, I will oblige you. You know, I'm not gonna just call you a flat out liar like this." So they meet up in person and do the DNA test in person at the place and do the DNA test. Results come back 99.999%. You are the father. The mom still denies that that's Kirk Franklin's father. And the thing I love about this, okay, is Kirk Franklin did not give his mom a pass. And I think we have to stop doing that just because somebody holds that title.
That's mama.
Right. We have to stop doing that. You know, this is something that hurt this man to his core. He is who he is in spite of this, not because of this, you know. And this was a moment of healing. This was a moment, you know, a full circle moment for this man. And she shitted on it because she absolutely could not face the fact that you had sex with this man 53 years ago, a little over 53 years ago, probably 54 years ago. You know,
it's so much deeper than that. And I like what somebody said, you know, you lie to yourself for so long, you start to believe it. But absolutely. The reality is, being an individual who was really heartbroken over the situation behind how my son became my child. I can relate to hoping and wishing at one point that someone else was his father. Now, I
Mm,
knew there really wasn't even a chance because
mhm.
of the window of time, but there was something in me that said I would much rather choose my son's father to be this person other than that person because the pain was so deep.
Mm.
And so it I and I don't feel like his mother should get a pass. That's not it.
Of course,
But
yeah.
does she need some help? For sure. Does she need some support?
Absolutely.
Yes. Do you need to understand the kinds of questions to ask a woman who has experienced such brokenness? You do. And so I hope that his mother goes to get the therapy that she needs, goes to get the help that she needs, and she can start to really dig deep into her experience with these men, whoever they are, and whatever deep rooted hurt that she has going on, that would even lead her to lie to her son for so long because she had to look at him every day under
Right,
that lie, and so
right, right.
the pain had to be bigger.
Mhm,
Um, and just going into what the topic of conversation is today, when you don't know who your
mm.
lineage is,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
know who your parents are, it really taints how you see yourself. And
right.
so I can even understand more why Kirk Franklin had so many of the struggles that he had. He wasn't even attached to the correct father to even dig into himself. And so
Mhm.
it's important that we tell our kids the truth. You know, even when my son's father
Absolutely.
wasn't there, I still made sure that he saw pictures of him. I still made sure that he knew how we met, you know, and that he knew
Mhm,
whatever I could tell him about. Um, my son knew whatever I could tell him about his father,
mhm,
because I understood that that was a piece of him, and I was
mm,
shaping and molding my son and his future and how he
mhm.
saw himself and how he saw his own future, um, in the absence of his father, right? And so we
Absolutely.
have to be very careful with withholding the truth about who our kids' family is. That's deep.
Absolutely. So the thing I like about this, one of the full circle moments in this was that Kirk Franklin, this opened Kirk Franklin's eye. And after this, he went and sat down with his oldest son, who's from a previous relationship. So this is his wife that has been his wife since we've known who he is. But he has a
Mhm.
kid that he had before her, right? And he went and sat down with that son, and they've had a very public falling out. I think we talked about it on the show. Kirk Franklin cussed his son out, but
Mhm.
I felt like, he met appropriate disrespect with appropriate disrespect. That's how I felt about that whole situation. But um he goes to his son, and instead of pointing the finger, I'm like this because of that, I'm like this because of this, he goes to his son and he says, you know what? I'm sorry for whatever I've done. I'm pretty sure they edited some things out. He probably named some things. It was a really, really heartfelt moment to where his son was crying, and I'm over here damn crying too. And only one of us got to hug Kirk Franklin. I don't think it's fair. I wanted to bury my head in his pectoral muscles.
I
Um,
cannot. That's a long way down for you, Walter.
I know. So I've met Kirk Franklin twice before. I do not know him, and he would not know me. He's met many of people. I'm just making this clear. And each time I had to remind myself, because when you see him on stage and he seems so big, even though he seems short, but he is really tiny. He is really, really tiny. In person. Anyway, so yeah, I definitely want to hug little Kirk with his shirt off though. Have y'all seen Kirk with his shirt off? Huh, Saints? Huh, Saints? Yeah. Oh, if the
Okay,
Saints
he's
have
not my
seen
cup
Kirk,
of tea.
he's not your cup. That's because he's not tea. He is an espresso. He,
Mm-mm.
All right. For those of you that are watching, we definitely want you to click that like button and subscribe to this channel. Next, we're going to talk about something that is going on. I do not like you, Kwame. I prefer tops. You will not. You will not do my sugar daddy like that. Kirk Franklin is a top.
No. He liked to be spun around. Anyway.
He is doing the bending. No. All right. That's funny to me. All right. So for those of you that are P-Valley fans, okay, and that includes me because I love P-Valley. I love P-Valley, y'all. I love me some P-Valley.
Show.
It is. It ministers to my shanti.
Yes.
So Nikki Gilbert had her day in court today, okay? And she's saying she's fighting for her vision. She's fighting for her dream and what she produced, because she's saying that Katori Hall, the creator of P-Valley, she's saying she stole from her. Can you play the clip real quick, Kwame, please?
On Monday is the hearing. On Monday is the big day where the judge, after 3 years, we are finally going to find out if they're going to allow us to go forward in my copyright infringement case against Stars, Lionsgate, Katori Hall, P-Valley. Now, like most of y'all, we are very confident in our case. We see the obvious similarities that are at wirfmedia.com. If you haven't seen them, please go see them. Please tell somebody else to look at them, because at the end of the day, I'm very clear that these kinds of lawsuits are very hard to win. And the reason I'm going forward, right? The reason why I'm not letting this just slide by is because every time there has been a big litigation like this, every time there has been a big case, maybe not every single time, because I don't know every single time, but right, large majority of the time that cases like this come up, the plaintiffs either say, forget it, because I'm not prepared to lose everything to fight a billion-dollar company, or, they get dismissed, or they settle. But it's very rare that the public gets to see this thing play out to the end. We're just the people who believe there's several rams in the bush out there, but we're going to do whatever we have to do. We're going to squeeze the blood from the rock because we're faithful. We know that God is in control of this. We know that it is for us. It is ours. But the facts are the facts, right? I have a great case of substantial similarity. I have a great case of facts. Here's my call to action. Repost, retweet. We're working on something really big to help creatives that have copyright protection, but don't have protection from multi-billion-dollar companies dragging them through court and taking all of their money. I'm prepared to risk everything. Babe, you prepared to risk everything? Okay, my husband said he prepared to risk everything too. Call us crazy if you want to, but we're not going to just take peanuts and crumbs for something that somebody got $100 million to produce, per the CEO of Stars. I want it to be over. I didn't want it to get messy, and I didn't want it to be public, and I wasted a whole year and $100,000 or more trying to go back and forth privately and quietly with Katori Hall. But everybody wants their day in court, and even though it's costing me damn near $1 million to get there, God is going to make it happen. Please, y'all, pray for me. Pray for my family. And I'm going to update y'all this weekend. I'm going to go deep dive. Okay. And pray for us on Monday, because this is the day we find out whether or not they're going to let us go forward. And even if they don't, we're going to file an appeal, and we're going to take it as far as we got to take it.
Okay, so that was her side of everything. Okay, we got to take a commercial break. We're going to talk about this when we come back. But we're going to talk about real quick, because I'm split and I need you guys to help me get back on one accord, because I'm definitely split down the middle. But we'll talk about it when we come back after these commercial breaks. Kwame, go ahead and take us away. Take it away.
In a world filled with diversity, where radical faith and progressive believers come together, there's a place that's breaking all boundaries and embracing believers from all walks of life. Bullet and Flight Radio, where believers unite, boundaries break and love triumphs. Step away from the chaos and noise of your daily life. Experience moments for yourself that are calm, serene, and full of peace. A necessary respite to foster growth within you, because self-care should be luxurious. Luxe Noir.
I am, by the way, Luxe Noir. Today was my second day wearing their body butter, Luxe and Noir. I want to make sure I'm saying they have good coverage. Good coverage, and it lasts a long time. Okay. For those of you that don't know what coverage means, because I didn't always know. Coverage means that you won't have to use the whole can to cover just your right. You just use a little bit, and you get good coverage. There's a good sheen. It's thick. It's very good. It's a very good quality. Hey, Twani, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Share this video. Good coverage. And the candles. I gotta give me a new run. The candles are amazing. So yes. Get over there to Luxe and Noir. Can you put that comment up there with the website? luxenoir.com and make you a purchase. All right. So before we went on break, we was talking about this lady trying to stop us from seeing P-Valley. And I'm split. I'm torn. I'm definitely torn. Because if she did create it and old girl bit off of her, I want her to get her stuff. Like, I want her to be paid and paid well, because this would be another in a long line of Black women who have been taken advantage of by the system. So a part of me really, really wants her to get paid, right? But the other part of me seeing her on R&B Divas, and I know she could be a messy one. She could be a real mess. And I agree with Cupcakes. Cupcakes say, I need Selena Johnson. Because every time this one got out of line, Selena Johnson would tap that ass and put her right back in her place. Selena, where are you? All I'm saying about this is, because she's the reason why we don't have R&B Divas no more. I want you all to understand this. She sued the network, and we lost R&B Divas. I just don't want this heifer to mess up P-Valley.
That's something that I think about too with this whole situation. Is like, please don't mess up my show. And Walter, I'm gonna tell you right now, whether it is 2023 or 2024, there are just certain things I don't join in prayer with people about. I wasn't there. I don't know. I didn't see it. I ain't witnessed nothing. I'm not about to jump into your spiritual, emotional boat. I'm not. I won't. That's when you say God bless you in all your endeavors. I don't like when people try to invite me to join them in prayer. I don't know what you sending up. I don't know what you're sending up.
You don't just say, God, do it for him in Jesus.
No, I say his will. Let his will be done. I feel like that covers the truth that I may not be aware of.
I'm more open-minded. I say let their will, because I don't know if God is male or female. Let their will be done.
That covers every aspect of God.
Yes, it does. It does.
I like it. It's inclusive.
All right. But either way, Nikki, I'm on the side of justice. If they did copy her, pay the girl her money. But if she lying, if you make us miss another season of P Valley,
look, you're gonna have a whole lot of people on your front line.
Has a lot of nerves. Right. So here's my thing with Nikki. She is known to do a lot. She's known to do a whole lot on not just this occasion. She inserted herself right in the middle of the whole Kelly Price debacle, and then she inserted herself, and Nikki is known to do a lot. But just because someone does a lot and they are a stunt queen doesn't mean they're lying about everything.
Right. But see, that's that wolf business. That's why I can't pray with you.
Right.
I don't know if this is the time when you're telling the truth and this is the time when you're not. So
Absolutely.
I can't necessarily join your calls. That's my mind. That's my brain power. That's my emotions. I'm not about to do that with you.
So basically, actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
All right, absolutely. So Nikki, we not praying for you because Manal said we're not doing that. Dr. Ho said go sit your ass down somewhere. So pretty much, we're rooting for you. If justice is on your side, we're rooting for you. But if not, you better go sit your down somewhere. You better sit your mother down somewhere.
She gonna have some lawn chairs.
Right.
Thrown at
absolutely. Her. Right. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Because if I miss another down in the valley where the girls get naked.
I tell you.
If she's throwing vines, then you know she gonna shake it. All right.
Though, sidebar, I just got introduced to Jocelyn's Cabaret when I was sitting getting my hair done, my hairdresser, Now, me and Zeus TV, we don't get see you with me, with me. But have you seen it? Do you know what it is?
So I know what Jocelyn's Cabaret is. Jocelyn's Cabaret. I know what it is, but I've never seen one episode.
Yeah. So my hairdresser, she said this is what we're gonna watch for the hours you getting your hair done. So I ain't gonna argue with her because she's doing my hair.
Absolutely.
But you get to see some real live stripping. And it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh. Okay. I couldn't watch that show because of the commercials. So now, and this is where I used to like a good fight. Now I'm not talking about UFC and WWE. I used to like a good street fight. I used to like to watch it from beginning to end. I don't really like that stuff anymore. It's stressful for me to watch. But those shows, I mean, it might as well be a WWE federation, because it's like if somebody say something you don't like, they're gonna go head up.
I don't like that that's the promotion. I feel like the network itself is all about fighting, which it's too much for my life. But the stripping aspect, there is. I'm a like me some good old dark chocolate. That's my preference. But there is a light skin on there, Miss Natural. Miss Natural.
Okay.
Like when she hit the screen, I was like, I'm about to go work out. I'm about to go work out today. You right. I mean, she just showed me finer things, so I need to get my life together.
I got a whiff of hetero when Mercedes went up and twerked on the ceiling in P Valley. When she went up and twerked on that ceiling, just a sprinkle of hetero. I said, the Lord is calling me back, but then I don't give a damn what nobody say. The person that plays Clifford, I forgot his name. I forgot the guy that plays Clifford's name. The person who plays Clifford's. I think he is so attractive. I think he is so tall, dark,
character.
voice, intelligence. Oh, yes.
When
Yes,
Mercedes danced for that coach and his wife,
that was also hot. Yes,
oh, it's one of my favorite scenes.
absolutely. See, look at me about to get
Okay.
off here. After tonight, I'm
Okay,
gonna go
yeah.
watch me some P Valley.
Before Nikki
Nico,
fuck it up.
yes. Nico Annan, absolutely. I think he is so attractive, in my opinion. Um, when I found out how tall he was, I said, "Oh, that adds to it." He's already dark and handsome, but the height,
You're my
yes, God,
height.
yeah, God. All right. So, um, in line with what we're talking about here, Nikki had a vision. Someone is stealing her vision, and she's trying to fight for her vision, right? So these are aspects of your vision that you may have to do. Absolutely. I hate to say this because it is a black owned business, but Zeus Network is trash. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then
It's mostly one of the right stuff.
there's a lot of these imitations popping up, and I know it's a quick buck, and I know I would be good at it, girl. If I had me a network where I could just be messy and start a whole bunch of shit, girl, my network would surpass all of them, because I'm like, y'all playing. Y'all playing. Just get a show and title it The Fade. The Fade. And everybody who
The
going around
fade.
talking shit, invite them to The Fade and see. And let's see if you really, really about that, what you're talking, or if you really just about that. The number one show right there. Anyway, Nikki Gilbert is fighting for her vision. Kirk Franklin had to fight to have his vision in spite of what he went through, right?
Yeah.
We were dealing with the black men, and we may have to do a part two to this, because I done ran my mouth on that Katori Hall story a little too long. We had black men and women athletes who are being held down so they cannot fulfill their vision. But for those of us who are in a space where we can pursue our vision, I want you to understand, just because you have a clear vision, you have clarity, doesn't mean there won't be obstacles, okay? You will sometimes have to fight those obstacles, but you have to be willing to meet those things head on, and kind of going back to what you said at the beginning. When you are pursuing your vision, sometimes you can either drop the balls or you can juggle the balls, okay? And sometimes wisdom is knowing, okay, when I may need to set this down for a season and come back to it. I'm not getting rid of it, and I'm not neglecting and negating my vision, but I need to revisit it in a time where I'm more whole, or I have the time to really dedicate to it. Manal, I will never forget, I was going through something, and you told me to focus on being a conduit so spirit can flow through me, instead of always trying to, I am just trying to lounge it out and just relax and let the spirit just flow through you to whom it was necessary to fulfill the purpose. Can you talk to us just a little bit about that before we get into these vision boards?
Oh man. So I am a huge nerd, okay? So I'm a explain this the best way I can, but the idea is to be still water. Um and they touch on this in different religious beliefs, but that idea of still water where you can reflect images of things around you, and
Mm-hmm.
and it is easy for
Mm-hmm.
people to see through you. Not that everybody is in your business, but you
Right,
are
right.
so clear and calm and transparent that
Mm-hmm.
people can read you and understand your spirit, and then also
Mm-hmm.
see themselves in you easily.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are able to be still water, you are more malleable, you are bendable, you are flexible, you are teachable, coachable, you are able to fit into different spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And you're also able to change form as water does. And
Yeah.
so water is one of the most versatile elements. And so
Hmm.
ideally, if you allow yourself to be still water, you allow that versatility and that creativity to flow through you. So that way
Yeah.
you are able to accomplish the things that are for you to accomplish.
I love it. I love it. Spoken Reverend Bay has entered the building. Absolutely. And so we were going to talk about vision boards, and you actually have your physical vision board there. Am I correct?
No, no,
Oh,
no. I just started.
okay.
I just started.
Um,
I just started. We're gonna keep doing this.
absolutely. So one thing, especially when we talk about clarity, and as it relates to vision, and this is why I like to start early, Manal, because sometimes
Hmm.
things change, right? Things evolve, things grow, um, and 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 sometimes while you're processing, right? I'm processing what is to come. I'm processing what's going on. While I'm processing, I things that I initially put up may not need to be up there, or it may need to be in another portion of my vision board. But when you start early and you're really able to give thought to this thing, you won't have a lot of clutter up there of things that really don't have true meaning to who you are, right?
Yeah.
Um, I went to a vision board party. This was a while ago, y'all. I was still saved, sanctified, and filled. Okay. So what I'm about to tell y'all, do not judge me. Okay. We went to I went to a vision board party, and it didn't make sense to me. Because they asked us to describe our vision board, and my best friend went up in front of the church, and she had Harriet Tubman on her vision board, and she had Harriet Tubman, and then she had uh I forgot what else she had on there. So she puts hey Tamara, she puts Harriet Tubman up there, and she's like, I want to be Harriet Tubman. And you know me, I'll look. I'm not gonna say amen. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look at you. And so she kept saying she wanted to be Harriet Tubman, not a Harriet Tubman. I want to be like Harriet Tubman. It's my vision to lead people to free. No, she kept saying she wants to be Harriet Tubman. And so when she came back to her seat, I asked her, because this is my best friend, right? I asked her, I said, baby, why did you keep saying you want to be Harriet Tubman? And her answer was, when I look at her, I see everything that I want to be. And so I'm asking her for clarity, because I'm concerned at this point. I'm like, because we didn't go to school together. I'm like, I don't want to say nothing offensive, and that was going to be really offensive. So let me catch myself. I was just really concerned with her at that moment. I was really
And her
concerned.
understanding of historical figures.
There we go. And
Hmm. Hmm.
how life works. You can grow up and want to be like Harriet Tubman, but baby, you can't be you can't be Harriet Tubman, boo. Like, you just can't do that. And so I'm
She knows
trying to talk
something
her.
you don't know.
Well, she went to the class. We wasn't in the same class forming the board, but in the back class, the way the lady was explaining it, I said, girl, you need to take that vision board out back and piss on it and light it up and let it burn. Because there was just a few things on there. I'm like, this don't make no sense, boo. Like, a vision board. This is why you need to settle some time and just try to be clear as to what's going on, clear as to what you're putting up. Right? You cannot be Harriet Tubman.
Walter, I'm going to argue with you though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
probably been a long time since you've argued with a woman, but here we go.
Right.
Look,
Right.
you leave people alone, okay?
No.
Because a vision board is a personal symbolic representation of their goals for themselves. So what they put on their board is right to them. It does not have to make sense to everybody else. It just has to make sense to that person. So I don't know how it was explained, but she knew what she was talking about, even if she couldn't explain it. And so like, I understand she probably didn't have enough time to put it all together so she can, you know, expound on it to a group eloquently. But she knew what she was looking for, what she was going for. But we are talking about having the opportunity to start early in constructing your vision board so you can start to plan and give yourself the time to do that deep dive. So while you are constructing this vision board, you taking the time to really think and plan and be intentional about the things that you select to represent your goals.
Yeah, and when you watch this video, I just don't want nobody to watch this video to leave and say they want to be Harriet Tubman or girl.
Leave
When I tell you
alone.
that
Let
bug
them
the whole
be.
hell, no. See, I have friends from all walks of life, but whatever walk of life they was in, they was not the dumb one in that walk of life. No, I don't allow it. I'm not here for it. We will not be caught. We will not be the ones that die in the scary movie because we over here doing dumbness. No. If we die in a scary movie, it's gonna be because the bad person, the killer, really worked to get us. It's not gonna be because we were doing dumbness.
Be Marcus Garvey. I just need you to know what that means to you.
No. No. I mean, yes, absolutely. But then you now have to switch seats and let somebody else be on my team. We can't,
See, but that's the thing. You'll bring your whole crew, and it be that one person that has a different way of thinking that may be able to solve that one thing that no one else could.
So I don't mind thinking differently. I do mind dumbness. No, you cannot do anything. No, we're going back to church. No, we are dismissed. The doors of church are closed. Damn it!
The whole third row is dismissed.
Right.
Well, okay. So because we don't have a whole lot of time, I want to give some starting points. Starting points, right? Because we're going to revisit this, and then as Walter and I are creating our vision boards, we will share it with you guys on social media and throughout our shows on Mondays. But some good starting points. I like to start out with, what does my mind, body, and soul and spirit need? And so I want to show you guys. I think I've done this on here before, but this is where I like to start. And I will show you.
Show me.
So it looks something like this. Can we see it?
I see that. And yes, you did show us that. Yes. Yes.
So it's 4 elements to your humanity. Your mind, which is, of course, where your thoughts are held, your body, your physical body, your soul, where your emotions are housed, and your spirit, obviously your spirit. And so each one of those things need to be taken care of every single day, every single week, and even in your goals. And so when setting a goal, my mind may need more time to reflect. So in 2024, I want to make sure that I set out 30 minutes a day just for mindfulness thinking. Now, yes, there's a mindfulness way to live, but I need 30 minutes of just silent, quiet meditation. And I need to do that for my mind in order to go about accomplishing my goals every single day. And then my body, maybe I need a 15-minute workout once a day, or a 2-hour workout twice a week. And I need to do that in 2024. That is a goal for my body. My spirit, I need to read something that ignites my spirit. whatever it is, whether it is poetry, whether it is listening to someone's speech. For some people who you're reading the Bible, you're reading the Quran, whatever it is, maybe you go out and you just watch the trees bend in the wind, whatever feeds your spirit. You need to make that a fixture in your days and your weeks. And then in your soul, one thing that I am starting to do for myself, that this work is obviously continuous, is actually taking the time to feel what I feel in its entirety.
I like it.
That is something that is huge because and Walter, I know you can relate to this. When you're in survival mode, you don't have the luxury of feeling what you feel. When you grow up the way that we did, most of the times we were told our feelings are not our feelings, and we
Right.
needed to find another one. So
Right.
that habit and that way of being where we are able to feel what we feel is not always a way of living. And so for my soul, I'm starting at feel what I feel in its entirety, and embracing that. And so just in building your vision, you have to start with you. You have to start with you. The vision comes through you. And so if you are not in tune with you, you probably building somebody else's vision for you, or you are pulling from someone else's vision because you like what they got going on and you trying to borrow it.
I love
And
it.
so your ability to achieve those things are not going to be there because that's not what you are here for. So you got to tap into
Absolutely.
you first.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. That was powerful. That was powerful. We definitely got to have a part two for this as we complete our vision boards. I want to challenge you all that are listening to this, that are watching the replay, start your vision boards early. Start compiling things for your vision board early. I do mine digitally. I don't do mine physically. But I'm willing to do a physical one for the show. All right. Manal, how can the people find you on social media?
Carmen, push the button. Push the button. So you can find me on YouTube under Manal Bay and on Instagram under proud_Manal Smiles. And I'm also on Facebook under Manal Bay.
Okay, absolutely. You can follow me on all social media at Waltbconnection. That's my sis. Hey, Margie. You can find me on all social media at Waltbconnection, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We do want to thank you for tuning in, and we will be back next week with further conversation. I do want to thank you all for tuning in tonight, and as always, each one reach one. This is the Waltbconnection, and we will see you soon.